And we're live. All right. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Sharon Ingram, Brickhouse, first one in the building. Asserin Odetta is right there. Faith Shepherd is here this morning. Shout out to every single clean hearted, good hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. Brahma Wright, upness. Senior Sexy is in the building. Audrey Wright is here, says Mon Fam and Present Teacher. All right. I likes that. Please hit the like button as soon as you enter the live. That's Sean Cassell. Sean, big up yourself. I don't know why YouTube keeps silencing that one comment there. Please hit the like button as you enter the live. Senior Sexy is here this morning. Great Goodies is here. BM Lady J. Janet Stewart's in the building with us this morning. Wayne Nathan is here this morning. Marcia Walters, Darlene Walter Riley, Mr. Article Don Dale, Sharon Spence, Kai Tai Jai, Empress Nikki B. Onika St. John Jones is in the building with us this morning. Giffo Jess is here. Elaine Brown is here. Lorraine Lawrence is here. Denzel Gale, Stacey Ann Williams, Rasta Caribbean. Ricky Reed is in the building this morning. Crystal G, Kaz Robinson, Karen Notice. Thank you for being here this morning, SDs. Big up yourself. And Debbie Jervis, thank you for being here. Morning, fam. All right, listen up. We got a couple of things to talk about this morning as we start off this beautiful morning, this beautiful Tuesday morning. You know, up feeling good and healthy. Put some something for me, because I feel more dry. All right, here we go. So, what we're going to talk about this morning is I have this one thing. Why is he holding his hand like a gun? These are the people who make other people's lives miserable. That comment was left under a picture of five young men who lost their lives day before yesterday. In five of the 10 who lost their lives, I put up 8 people in 24 hours, and it was 10. So five of the 10 who lost their lives in a 24-hour period in Jamaica on the roads yesterday. Somebody put up under one of the comments, under one of the pictures, why is he holding his hand like a gun? These are the people who make other people's lives miserable. All right. I thought I wanted to speak on that a little bit, and speak more to the terms of judging people. Judging people. The security guard story is wild. I'm going to get into that one as well. Ramp in Wonderland. We're going to get into that one there. The security guard story is wild. I don't know if you're talking about the security guard over Portmore or if you're talking about the other one where the police them kill two security or kill a security guard. Is that the one? I think the police killed two security guards. We're gonna get into that. The one over Portmore, I don't really have anything much to say because it was all said on the news, and I'm waiting on more to come out of that story before I dive into that story. Sometimes I'm very, very slow to a story because things happen in places that I frequent, right? So I want to make sure I get all my stories right. But you see, when it's close to where I frequent, then me know a whole heap of people, so whole heap of people know me too. So I might buck up in some people, and then some things turn another way. Y'all read between the lines, y'all understand what I'm trying to say, right? For those who don't understand, somebody in here will explain it to you. I just saw our thing run. Not like should I say, shouldn't even say American vloggers, but other people don't really have them issues here like what we have. We have some of our own people who are very violent against our own people, and it doesn't take much for them to try to execute violence against you, and they don't care who you are. And it could just be you saying something. You don't have to do anybody anything. So I'm very cautious of how I present certain things. So the story about the security guard over in Portmore, I might not go too deep into that one. But the other story, where the police kill a security guard, I'll go into that one a little bit because something seemed fishy in that story there. So we'll talk about those this morning. Then we'll talk about the five youth them because something seemed fishy in that the story too. Their family members have a lot to say, which it's all written right here. So we're gonna go through what their family members said. I'm gonna give my take on what I think really happened. and why nothing might not come out of this as well. Children for sale in Jamaica. That headline alone should grab somebody's attention. Children for sale in Jamaica. We've been down this road before, but there's a story here about an American man who recently got arrested. So we're going to get into his story and then get into the whole children for sale in Jamaica stuff. That part of the show should heighten some awareness because some people still living like them don't know what going on in 2023. All right. And then there's a story here about a woman, not a story, but a letter. A woman who is saying that her husband is threatening to kill her and the kids. And that's where our talk is going to be this morning. Y'all know how we do already. Try keep it clean. We do inject some humor in some places because what we are going to do, sit down and cry about every story what we do, right? So we might inject some humor. Some people are offended sometimes. Lord, I nothing to laugh about. It's serious, but I always take serious thing make joke because that's our coping mechanism, right? All right. With that said, I done big up who for big up in the morning already, but let me start off by telling you a story. Last night, I poured a glass of wine. I went outside of my house. I'm standing on the side of the house where my garbage cans are, right? In my city where I live, in many other places too, but where I live, you have to organize your garbage. So we have a couple of garbage cans on the side of the house. You have to organize your garbage, recyclables go over here. So, dirty diapers and garbage goes over there in the different bins. Anyway, me stand up right beside the bin them with my glass of wine in the dark because it was dark and at night time. And I heard footsteps coming towards me. So I had my phone with me. So, you light up your phone face. So I flash the phone light like this. I didn't see anything. I heard footsteps first in a distance. I flashed the phone light, thinking maybe it was my neighbor because my neighbor's fence wasn't too far from where I was, but there's a row of trees that block our properties from each other, then the fence. So I flash it like this, think I'm a neighbor. Didn't see nobody. So I stand up there with my glass of wine and thing. And then I hear the footsteps come all the way up to me. So in the dark, you ever feel that feeling where every hair on your body stand up because you feel like you're in danger or whatever? So I feel that. So I flash the light again upon the phone now, this time closer to me because I feel the footstep them upon the ground. You can feel somebody on grass walking towards you. So flash the light. When I flash the light, are the two biggest eyes them I've ever seen. And that thing was standing to how I'm afraid it looked like it was standing about 5 feet off the ground, but be realistic, it was standing probably about 2 feet off the ground. It's the biggest raccoon I had ever seen in my life. And I've been living in Florida for quite some time, and I've seen big raccoons. That dog there, yeah, your bunches about a dog is not a dog bunches, our raccoon, and the way how the raccoon big. But watch me now, me a big man, People are gonna laugh and say, oh, you're supposed to, the thing afraid of you, man, you're supposed to just run it way. Lie you tell. The raccoon stayed there in my phone light and just look for me, so. And not moving. And this raccoon now is standing arm's length away from me, like I could have really reach out and box it. Yes, Ramp in Wonderland. They actually attack. The one last night did not move when I flashed the light. So see me now, cause I'm afraid. The first thing that came to my mind was bark like a dog, like a bigger animal. So I have my glass of wine in my hand, right? And I'm frozen in between the garbage can them and this the fence and the raccoon. I hear me. The raccoon now move. I tell you, I bark about two more times. The raccoon look for me so. Like it move forward, like it launch its body forward, like it or jump on me. I took the glass of wine, I empty the glass of wine upon the raccoon. Hear me, whoa, bumbo and run, and run. I know now, so I have speed. I have great speed because the way me run around the property the last night, I shot it down the friggin' side of the house, round the front. Now I'm in the front of the house, and I don't have no keys to get in or anything, but wifey inside, sit up on the couch and watch TV. So, so I start ring off the doorbell. I start beat down the glass door. I was like, open the door, open the door. My wife, she inside, I wonder who's knocking on ringing doorbell and knocking my door at this time of night. I guess she didn't know that I went out the side door when the garage there. Yo, the raccoon, me fling the glass of wine, wet up the raccoon. And I say, Bumbo clock. Yo, I take off running. When me and I front our house, hear me now. She come outside. She's like, stars, daddy, stars. Twinkle, twinkle, little stars. I'm like, Malani, go inside. Raccoon, I come. The raccoon was big. It's the biggest raccoon I ever seen in my life. And for the whole night, last night, me feel said a raccoon here was going to show up somewhere. I went back in the garage. The garage closed, I went back in the garage. And I swear the raccoon I got slide under the door somehow or something. I was afraid. When I went out there this morning, a youngster raccoon, because the raccoon there, when I ran, usually when a raccoon sees you, they run away from you. A gangster raccoon this, the raccoon wait till me left, watch me run, afraid, and then proceeds to assault the garbage cans. So now on the side of my house, all the baby do the diaper them, everything bust up out there, all spread out on the ground. About the raccoon bad me up and said me come for the garbage. I mean now leave. I actually assaulted the garbage cans while while me run inside. Yo, so today I'm making it a point of duty to go find out from Home Depot or somewhere what I can use to get that raccoon to not come back here again. And say I've been seeing it. I go out, I see my garbage can turn over, or I see the garbage can lid open up and some of the garbage on the floor. And I've been saying to myself, I said, why wifey, like she just throw the garbage at nighttime when she go put out garbage. She not. I said, yo, big woman, she can't clean up, like properly put the garbage in the can and close. But show me now, me no want no argument, me not say nothing, and I'm not asking her either, right? It turns out it's this raccoon. It's been this raccoon all along. So me have to go set a trap for the raccoon there today. That is where that is. But if you don't see me run last night, hi, mommy. I love you. Yeah, 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 yeah. The baby just woke up. Say hi, everybody. Hi. I'm Malani. Hi. I'm the daddy's princess. Go, mommy. Okay. All right. I'll see you later, okay? Okay. All right. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFLo.
Morning, fam. How you doing?
On animal control. I'm pushing through, pushing through.
You all right?
On animal control.
Yes, I call animal control.
Yeah, and they'll set traps for you.
Okay, because I need to do something. I mean, that raccoon was big, and I've never seen one that big before in my life. And I've seen big raccoons.
How did you go out there forgetting your keys?
Because I'm right by the door, like standing right beside the side door.
So always strap, Papa. Always strap.
No man, yeah man, that is taken care of. But yeah, the raccoon catch me slipping, and then next thing you know, me go shoot and shoot. Maybe it was good I didn't have. Maybe it was good I didn't have it on me when we go out the side door. Cause at first I didn't know what it was, and I thought it was a person. So if I didn't think it's a person in the dark, you could imagine what could have gone this. So maybe it was. I gotta make it go. So believe it. Kabila shoot up the whole neighborhood last night over one raccoon. But yeah, I call animal control today and try to figure out what we can do to get that thing off of the property. It big, you see? Jesus Christ. And me here say now.
Yeah, some of them use.
Yeah, so then they attack. Some of them attack you.
If they do. Yeah. Especially the ones that's rabid.
Right. And this one looked like it had nothing to lose. When people come out and just, I kill everybody and kill myself too. That's the attitude that one they give me. Like it wasn't afraid. All of me splash it with the wine, you know, it didn't move, you know.
It have family to feed.
Rotted. Well, me have family to feed too, so we have to go work out this thing. He has to go, or she has to go. All right, my family. Thank you. Here.
Yeah, take care of yourself.
All right, you too.
Say hi to Shakira for me.
All right, will do.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, we're gonna work this out because I have family to feed too. She talk about stay strapped. Me always stay strapped, but told me just right out the like if the door handle right that's all. So I'm frightened. I forgot to go in the door. I just run. I'm run down the side of the house, round the front yard, down the driveway. Because the way I'm frightened, me forget to the door, the right side of the door, me come out of. So me don't know if me did have a gun. I feel like a man approach me in the dark, in a fenced-in area. It probably wouldn't have turned out good. Me I shoot high on the raccoon, the low. You know? No, but serious joke, all joke aside though, I'm not gonna shoot when I can't see. That's one of the rules to owning your firearm. You know, you don't shoot where you can't see. It could be a child. It could be the neighbor's child scenario. It could be the neighbor's child coming over because something are going over them yard and they're tiptoeing across to come ask you for help or something. I remember doing a gun class and the gun instructor said, I told you all this before, but it's important we repeat some of these stories. The gun instructor said, so you're on your own property. You pull up in your driveway. You open your car trunk. You're taking your groceries out your car, and your neighbor comes walking across the grass, and now he's on your grass, and he's walking right up to you, and he stands right next to you by your car trunk, and he says, "I'm gonna kill you, mother effer. You always let your dog poop on my lawn and stuff." And he's right here in your face, and he's moving as if he's aggressive. "I'm gonna kill you, but." If you pull out your firearm and you shoot him, are you good to go with the law or not? I was in that class. I said, he's on my property and he approached me in a threatening manner. I'm shooting. The instructor said, you're going to prison. I said, how? I'm on my property. Why would somebody approach you like that if they had no intentions of hurting you? He said, did he pull out a gun? Did you see him pull a knife? Was he about to attack you with a gun or a knife or a broken bottle or anything that would maim you, that would cause permanent injury or possibly take your life? I said, no. But he was speaking aggressively as if he said people are allowed to speak aggressively. They could even walk on your property. If they're not attacking you, you walk inside and you call the police and close your door. And what if they follow you inside? The law is crazy, right? Same thing the man asked me about running through my backyard. And this is something that I always used to do. I used to come home, I would leave my family in the car first. I would arm up and I would go around the whole property, make sure nobody in there hiding in the backyard or anything like that. In that same safety class, the instructor asked, he said, one night there's a guy jumping fences and now he's in your backyard. Do you shoot? I said, yes. He's in my backyard. What are you doing in somebody's backyard in the dark, in the nighttime, unless you intend to break in or hurt somebody? He said, you're going to prison. Again, you're going to prison. I said, how? He said, this could have been a teenager, and teenagers do stupid things. Somebody told him 5, 6 houses down from yours, there's a party going on. He can't walk on the street because he's breaking curfew and hiding from his family. So he decides to hop the friendly neighbor's yard and go 1 yard over, 2 yard over, 3 yard over. He's hopped a couple of fences. Now he's in your yard. He's just going to hop through your yard to another fence and you killed him in your backyard. So yeah, you don't shoot unless you can see what it is you're shooting at. And if you have a licensed firearm and you shoot, even if you can see and you weren't in imminent danger, you're going to prison. That part. But yeah, if we didn't have it out the last night, the raccoon would I get light up. I'm telling you, or maybe I would have probably even forgot that I had it. The way how me run, the way how me splash the wine and take off and run. All I heard was bomba clot. You know when you watch yourself in third person, second person. I was like, look at me. Me laugh till me weak when me reach inside. Me I tell wife, I say, yo, me know now, so me have enough speed. Yeah, me have whole heap of speed because the speed when me reach round the front from, yo, life has to be in imminent danger. Yes, Mr. Article done. Which brings us to this story right here. Um, I put up a video yesterday, and there's a picture in the video of 5 young men, which we will talk about after this. But I wanted to address this first. Raccoon is imminent danger. Yeah, I don't know if he have rabies or not. I don't know if he's packing. Anyways, put up a picture and a comment from Fresh New Life Line. Fresh New Life Line. Shout out to Fresh New Life Line. I'm not gonna ridicule you. I just use these to teach, educate, maybe even break the ice. I don't know. However, there was a picture. One of the young men in the picture had his hand like this, right? Stand up, sir. Or actually, stand up like this. So the person wrote that, please. The person says, "Why is he holding his hand like a gun? These are the people who make other people's lives miserable." And I thought to myself, him holding his hand like a gun led you to believe that he is one of the people who make people's life miserable. I don't know if this is a older person who hasn't realized how the younger generation flex. Every picture them take is some kind of gun finger or something like 2 guns up or something like that. My point of that is to just tell you, say, please don't judge us like that. That's all me I tell you, say, please don't judge us like that because I don't want to bring the race thing in again, but the most viral dance right now, walk with me. Everybody is doing it, right? And when y'all see the Europeans do it, you don't think the same thing. So when y'all see us put 2 gun fingers up, suddenly we are a criminal and we terrorize people's life. The most viral dance right now, rich badness, a gunman style. Big Benz park up on elastic pan Kyle. Boss with boss head, go and run man file. Beer killer we par with from we are juvenile, and we are running ground. Waterhouse, badness, what them a say. We have up there to set a girl, what them a say. Chain it a blink. Y'all heard that, right? Everybody is doing that. SouFLo, Adele always do it when she performs. See? But nobody is gonna say is a gun woman or she's promoting gun culture. Y'all know where Adele is from, right? And y'all know who she hang around, right? If you don't, then go look it up, kind of thing. So you know them talk like that and thing, and them and it comes into play. I don't know why. Maybe them have the gun thing upon them mind and them mind, but it comes into play. But I'm saying I didn't want to say this about that song here for the longest because this could lead to a whole other discussion. I wanted the song to go viral because I'm not a person that censors art, and I didn't want to start this serious of a conversation. I saw everybody was having fun with it, but I thought to myself when I saw like police officers and law enforcement officials and school teachers, people in positions of authorities that are supposed to set examples. These are the same people who say, we have to get these guns off the streets in Jamaica. Walk with me. We have to get these guns off the streets in Jamaica. This gun culture thing is mashing up our island, man. Yes, police officer, get all the guns. Anybody who caught with a gun should be put away for life and all this, right? Right. But listen to the song that goes viral. And they have school teachers, police officers, soldiers, these kind of people who are doing the dance. Even a doctor I've seen doing it. Rich badness, a gunman style. Big Benz park up on elastic pan Kyle. Boss with boss head, go and go run man file. Be a killers with powered from we are juvenile. We are running ground. I think to myself, the song sound catchy. I like the dance. I see everybody I do the dance, right? Gun and them everybody is doing the dance. There's a dance that goes with it. It's like a dance challenge, and everybody I do it. I think CJ exclusive was the one that came. I don't want to big up anybody who isn't. It's not theirs, but it's viral. It's viral globally. And when you see the little European them rich badness, a gunman style, I don't hear you say anything about they're the ones who are making people's lives miserable and they're terrorizing people. Their country have whole heap of crime too, and whole heap of murders going over there now too. Like one time before, them have a whole heap of terrorists on them ground as well. So please don't make it a normal thing for you to see two things. I've always had an issue with black people with guns. When you see black people with guns, our same black people always look upon them and automatically think that that's a criminal. You never think it's his legal firearm. You never think he is a law enforcement officer, but he is in plain clothes. You know, the first thing you think is him in some criminal activity, or that picture just does not look right. When you see others, and I'll just say others, I don't even have to just say white, but when you see others with a gun, you automatically think, and I could have one terrorist, or I could have somebody who just done rob a bank. You automatically think that that's how the picture is supposed to look. That's right. He's probably a police officer. You give him the benefit of the doubt quickly. He's probably this, he's probably that. The gun looks so right in his presence. But when you see one of us with it is, you all know what kind of lifestyle he into, but you can tell say criminal things are going. So we have to wipe those stereotypes from our minds. Yeah. And that's why I've been also encouraging all of you out here, if you're in a position to get yourself a firearm and protect yourself and your family, do so. Also, a lot of us are in places where they're like where I'm at in Florida, or anywhere in Florida for that matter, you have multiple ranges here and you have instructors at those ranges. So you can actually be a total gun novice. You can walk in, you talk to one of the instructors, they will walk you through. They will even say, this one is too powerful for you because it has a heavy kickback. You're a new starter, so I'll start you out with this one. This right here, $300, $250, whatever. Small caliber. We're going to teach you how to load it, unload it, break it down, clean it, put it back together, fire it properly, store it safely, all that other stuff. Don't be afraid of it. What I realize is not just Jamaica, but pretty much globally, they've made us afraid of us having, handling, and using to protect ourselves, but everybody else is empowered to do it. So much so that even we ourselves look at us as ninja with a gun. That just don't look right. That's the first thing that comes to our mind. It's like traveling through the airport and you about to board a flight, and then you see a group of people in their hijab, traditional Muslim dress, and the first thing you think is, I hope everything goes right in this airport today. Systematically, it's been put in your mind that, not to spell it out, you know what I'm trying to say. You in the airport, who blowing shit up around here, that kind of stuff. So let's erase those stereotypes for ourselves. Little south, hold up, little south from you, there is outdoor range too in Sabah. Yeah, man, me know. Then that's the range. That range you talking about, Banches, is the one where you could fire big calibers. So the ones that are up here, you can fire 5.56 small calibers, but down there you get to fire your 7.62s and anything else you have after that. Vicky Victor said, Lord, no make them blow up this plane. Exactly. And that's what you think. So you have been systematically trained to associate certain things with certain people. And when you see things look different, for you is like, no, that don't look right. It must be a criminal, or must be a this, or must be a that, but it's not. So let's normalize us also, stop stereotyping ourselves, and also look out for, it's a mindset thing, change it. But at the same time, I encourage you to go and get involved and protect yourself at all times. Your one beautiful life where God give you, my friend. You don't have no more after this. So nobody make you think this is rehearsal and they do you things and you're gonna come back tomorrow and I saw it work. All right. Somebody says Adele does it with the gun finger. The next person says exactly. However, when you look at TikTok, they are the one doing the dance challenge. Kaitai Joy Empress says, yeah, them same one. Them same one. So far, I can never get a class early, but I'm late. But you're here, Sandra. Sandra Coelho, big up yourself and thank you for being here. Great goodies. What happened to rifle walk dance? And the police, them did the rifle walk dance in uniform. In uniform. And them have a next one where called shove the rifle over the wall. When you see them go on like shove the rifle over the wall, the, all are our, but let's have a different conversation though. All these challenges, and even in our dance, gun is synonymous with Jamaica dancehall culture, our music. Why did we turn? It's weird that we turn gun into something so fun, or inject gun and the idea of using a gun into something that is so fun as dancing, when we have so many murders per year and so much gun activities go on the island on a daily basis. You would think that we would be trying to eradicate that from the daily, like especially if you're gonna go dancing. Why incorporate gun? Vicky Victory said, "Can you do the rifle walk?" Boy, I don't know enough. Everybody can do it. is my version of the rifle walk when we do it. Guns and handcuff is the number 1 and 2 items confiscated by TSA. I need to know what they are saying. King Big says, at Julie Tapper, I listen to all these songs. I need to know what they are saying. Rich badness, you know, a gunman style. Big Ben's park up and elastic pan Kyle. You have a whole heap of money. Your money have elastic pan it. Big up Sean Islem, same way. And big up Busta Rhymes, because that's Busta Rhymes beat. I forgot what the song name, but Busta originally released that on. Because he also played it back on his IG, and he said, look, like the music, the energy transfers, the music never dies, because he dropped that song in whenever. And now it's a challenge gone viral again. And it come full circle, because y'all know Busta Rhymes, Jamaican too, at that kind of thing. Anyway, yeah, but the words are rich badness. Rich badness. You know, a gunman style. Big Ben's park up and elastic pan Kyle. Well, the next one say, boss with boss head. Go and go run man file. Beer killers we par with from we are juvenile. Beer killers we par with from we are juvenile. We are run the ground. And then it's a Waterhouse badness, what them I say. We have up the hottest set of gal, what them I say. And something about the chain, it a drip on my neck and whatever. But yeah, that's us having fun. Whether it's appropriate for some or not for others, it's a part of the culture. Stash said we don't cherish life. Yeah, and when me see it, me I said to myself, ask wifey. I said to my wife, like when it came, I said, you know, me wouldn't even try to do that challenge here because I'm not interested. Maybe because I'm getting older, so it like didn't. Or if me there dance, no kid, you not getting older, no nothing. Cause if me go out and me a party and me there dance and the song come on, I'm probably gonna be one of them over there doing all the dance too. However, I'm conscious that we turn this thing here into a laughing thing. We have become so desensitized to, you know, check it out. Jamaica lose 1,000. Say less. All right. Say the murder rate is 1,400 for the year. 90% of that 1,400 will have been a gun crime. So we're losing over 1,000 citizens per year from a small island like Jamaica. Over 1,000 plus couple hundred per year by gun violence. It's a serious thing. And yet still we find time for make song. Boss with boss head, go and go run man file. Be a killers with power with from we are juvenile. Rich badness, you know, a gunman style. Why? I don't know. I don't know. Anyhow, he wants his piece of royalty. Oh, Busta Rhymes wants it. I'm sure that Busta had to clear that sample before that sample went out there. We don't cherish life, Stash says. Faye Shepherd says hip hop and rappers. At Biggs, I say the same, no lie. Julie, Cinnamon Toast Cinnamon, shout out to you. Thanks for tuning in. Says put your hands up where my eyes can see. Yes. Wilding in the place to be. Something. Yeah. It's put your hands where my eyes can see. That one. Vicky Victory says, boss with boss head, go and go run man file, go and go check man file. Boss. In other words, I'm a killer. Go and go check about me. Boss with boss head, go and go run man file. Kill people. Go check my file. Beer killers I've been parring with since I was a juvenile. Parring, hanging out with, hanging around, being together with. Beer killers since I was a juvenile, and I killed two. Go check my files. That's what it says. But hey, like I said before, I don't censor art. I don't like art censored because when art is censored, it starts to be boring. And not only that, it's not truthful. It's just what we want to hear on our high horse kind of thing. But when my eyes can see, straight buck walling in the place to be. Bancher says Buster where my eyes can see. Okay, so a lot of people know what it is. Dorothy says the movie The Harder They Come is a classic. Just saying. Yeah, with Jimmy Cliff, right? And okay, so in the movie The Harder They Come with Jimmy Cliff, what was the name of the bad man that Jimmy Cliff played in the movie? Let me show you how this thing is engraved in our culture, right? The name of the bad man in the movie, wasn't it Rygen King or Rygen King? Or Rygen? Right. So shout out to Rygen King, the artist. But I remember when Rygen came out, a lot of people were saying, because I used to do reviews and people were saying that he might not a good person in a SouFLo. Go and go do the homework behind that. Why you think him take up the name of a famous gunman? Because him himself is a gunman. And it turns out that he did get shot up. I don't know if y'all remember when Rygen King got shot up in Jamaica, the video went viral. It was all over social media. How him stand up and spin around and drop and see him today still trying to normalize his walking or get back to walking somewhat normal. He's in a wheelchair most times or he is going through therapy and all that. Sing about a lot of gun stuff and it come back around like full circle. But I don't think Rygen King was a gunman. He was an artist that did music and he still does music. However, look at the name where him take on, right? That's what people wanted me to pay attention to, the name he took on. Rygen did bite off his mother ears. See it there? Vicky Victory, him real mother. Forget gun, the part in the movie where them smell the armpit. If you really want to party with me, okay. We have to take serious thing, make joke. Reggae Girl Bento says it's snowy where she's at right now. Julie Tapper says I was driving with my son and it was playing and he turned it up so loud. I had to say to him, hell no. But he keeps going and he says to me, my daddy is a Jamaican. But my daddy's a Jamaican, mom. Chill. Rich badness, a gunman style. Be a killer to par with from we are. Imagine your kid in the car. Rich badness, a gunman. Hey, mom, turn that up. Turn it up louder. Bad tune, Rich badness, a gunman style. Hey, boy, stop that. But my dad's a Jamaican. Yo, if you can't go to Jamaica somewhere, go let him go. About to killer, look into my eyes. That's Kai. Kai is like, as soon as Kai come back from Jamaica, Kai wants to go back to Jamaica again. So I could see him probably growing up like that, being that. Cinnamon Toast Cinnamon, shout out to you. I appreciate you. Cinnamon Toast Cinnamon says it's payday, so here is my tithes. Thanks you for all you do. Much love, SouFLo. I appreciate you greatly. Thank you. Tithes and offering. There's a ATM machine in the back. Remember Kevin Smith? There's an ATM machine in the back. If you come church late, there's an ATM machine in the back. You had to pay a late fee. You couldn't miss church. You had to be at church. And if you weren't on time, you paid your late fee. And depends on how you late, you pay a bigger fee. And your tithes and offerings was separate. and you were videotaped while putting in the tithes and offerings. I saw. Sometimes I feel like that's what I need to do. Go back to Jamaica and open up one of them there. A church like Kevin Smith. Yeah, because they thought he was the Almighty God and they were waiting. They're still waiting for him to return. That was exactly what he was doing. Julie Tapper said, you see, bad tune, turn it up, mom. Turn it up. Come on. Rich badness, a gunman style. Be a killer's power from here, Julie. Yo, it's snowing here in my so-called for now. Oh boy. Handle that snow, my friend. I'm sending warm vibrations your way. We were at the beach on the weekend. It was wonderful. I think I might even go to the beach today again for a short time just to walk by. But I love the beach and I love Florida because it's beach weather almost all year round. Uh, that way. Don't forget your insurance plan. LOL. Forget ATM, mobile swipe machine, and Zelle and Cash App. Ah, yes. Tithes and offerings up front. My daughter swears she was born in Jamaica in Percy Junior Hospital. Put culture in them. Not true? Put culture in them. Vicky Victor says, my mother told me a story about back in the day when Reagan used to steal and kill, and his mother took the loot. When police arrested him, he said, Mom, let me tell you something. And I guess she draw her head in closer to hear the something, and him bite off his mother ears. That might be a folk tale. That might be, that might be a folk tale. You're not biting off no Jamaican mother ears. That's one thing me know. That might be a folk tale. Cause them will kill you in front of police. That's facts. Zane? While we getting snow all day, you're going to the beach again. Show off. I had a snowstorm last night. God go with you. May the God of creation be with you. Snowstorm. Listen up. I've had enough of that to last a lifetime. I used to train in this place called Hansfeld, Grafenwehr in Germany. Torture. Straight torture. And after that, I decided it took me years for me to be able to feel my little toe on my left foot. Couldn't feel a little toe. I thought the little toe was dead and might need to be amputated or something. But true blood was still circulating in it. I didn't worry too much about it being amputated or nothing. Me don't want to see no more snow. I had my time in New York and in Germany with snow, enough snow. And now when I was in the UK, it didn't snow that much at all. But yeah, parts of Europe and I'm done. And New York. No more snow for me. But I will visit the places that snow because I like to see how the weather changes. You guys have beautiful autumn, and then you can tell when spring is coming, and the trees change leaves. And when you walk down a block and all the trees having like orange leaves and brown leaves, it looks so pretty. And then next thing, everything is green and the sun is shining, birds are chirping, girls in short skirts, and these kind of things. Yeah, I'll pass through just for that vibe, but I can't stay. It rained too much in the UK. Well, when I was there, it was just raining all the time. It's a dreary kind of weather, but the people them know how to enjoy life. I will say that they know how to enjoy life, and they make the best of it. They don't complain. They just get to it. That's true. It's gorgeous. It's really beautiful in the places that change weather. Over here in Florida, here you put a light jacket on for our winter. You might have 1 and 2 years where it gets extremely cold, but for probably about 3 to 4 days. By the end of the week, it's sunshine again. Sunshine warm enough for you to take off all that stuff. So that's one of the joys of living in the state of Florida. Not to mention, we're right next door to Jamaica. Jamaica is that way. Like I keep saying, Jamaica is that way. Just go down here and turn left, and you're in Jamaica. Jamaica is like round the corner from us. So that alone, the Caribbean is around the corner from here. Kind of just Jamaica. There are many other Caribbean people in here that tune in as well, and it's an easy transition. Home, back, home, back, home, back, that way. And that Munga talk, the gangster rock, yeah, it's a part of our culture. So how are they going to tell the youth them this gun thing and this gun mentality? They sing a gun song and you make it go viral, teacher. You they are do the dance and everything. So we're just gun nation. That's it. The weather here in the UK is just like the people. Really? Nicola Coleman? I didn't get that experience. But I was mostly in like Brixton, that area. I used to work in Wandsworth. I lived on Stratham Hill and I was always in Brixton. So and then of course I went other places, party and these things, but that's the area that I would walk foot in, be in, lived in, working kind of thing. And it was very family oriented, like strong Caribbean presence there, enough love. That's why I'm moving to Florida to be close to Jamaica. Come on down, Julie Tapper. Come on down. There's a lot of people here enjoying it. The Jamaican community is very strong here. I go on a store yesterday. I won't call the store name. They said SouFLo don't put me on your show in the morning, But I'm gonna do it anyways. But I'm not calling your name, not giving away your identity, and not speaking of the store name. But there's a lesson here. So I went to a Jamaican store yesterday in my town, a store that have been going to for quite a number of years. The original owner of the store is no longer around, passed away, God bless him soul, but the store still runs. His name is still there. Um, Anyhow, a young lady was there. She was checking out people at the cash register and stuff, and a group of Jamaican women up front having their conversations, laughing and stuff with each other. And one of them come and hold up the line. Like, when cashier check you out, and then you're like, oh, I forgot something. Now there are other people behind you who need to check out too. So at this point, you're like, I forgot something, half of your groceries check out, and you're gonna run, go back to the back of the store, go get something else. So you're holding up the line, right? Me don't know what going up front. But the lady hold up the line, the cashier tell her, say, this is why I don't like when y'all do this, because other people need to go. Them need to check out to whatever. So the lady catch her attitude. No, the cashier wasn't telling her nothing wrong. She was just saying, you can't do it like this. Halfway through your checkout, you forgot stuff and you're still going to go back and shop. Hold up the line. But then in my back, I pay attention and me hear. I didn't even know that they recognized me anyway. Tell one lady say, man, we are doing that because him we put up on him show in the morning. In the morning. And the next one say, oh him, SouFLo. Oh, SouFLo. So ladies, may I talk about it, but me not tell who is or where. I just want that young lady to know because she know me. We've talked before. I want her to know, say, in customer service, cause them end up a cussing up. It looked like it could have gotten real ugly. All of them feel like, say, every Jamaican like when poor and broke and hungry or something. Then they started going at it. And the whole time I was like, the lady who I ring up the stuff, she right, because all she did, because if we go a white people grocery store, we don't do stuff like that. But still, you are the person that owns the store. And you have to think like these Chinese people. You see, Chinese people, them we hate to say, but they will still service you with a smile. And there's this talk about Jamaican customer service. Matter of fact, I believe it's a comedian or somebody that said, if I go to a Jamaican restaurant and they're not out of a couple of things that I really like and they don't have a bad attitude, I don't want the food. Because usually they have a bad attitude. You have beef patty? No, no patty not there. You have no patty? Yeah, we have patty, but not beef. Okay, what other kind of patty you have? Read the sign now. See it there? Right there, so. 3 different patty there. Instead of just saying we have veggie patty, curry chicken, and so the attitude. You have curry goat? No, no curry goat not there. Curry goat done. Okay, you have brown stew. No, brown stew done from early. All right, so what you have then? What do you have? Read the menu now, Papa. See menu up there, so I'll tell you everything what we have. It's too long for me read it out. Too long for me read it out for you. You can see how troublesome and problematic that is, right? Chinese people will be there serving you. They'll be this big, ugly, dirty, nasty motherfucker. Yeah, thank you. I need cash or credit. Okay, I don't know what's going on. This nasty nigga. Oh, yeah, I appreciate you so much. Come again. Thank you. Bye. That's how they service you, right? I mean, I said, we need to service each other the same way. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, SouFLo.
Morning, what going?
Day of a day. I know what store you're talking about.
You don't say it to no, because I know you know.
Not for nothing, but yeah, man. But you talk, you know what it is? Because everybody goes to this store and it's been around for so long. Like all Jamaican people in our area go there.
Yes. So you're
so
not.
It's like they feel like say it's family.
Right. But boy.
And they don't treat them with the same respect if they, like say you go to Publix or you go to Walmart, you won't do that.
Right, but they do it there.
Because they feel like, oh, I'm a family that they are Jamaican, me are Jamaican. They can't say me just to get 2 pieces of yam. Let me go for the yam. And then everybody waiting like, what's going on? It's one register.
True. But yesterday when she did that though, the woman came back and sailed the she sailed the card because she was paying with a card. So she sailed the debit or credit card like it was a frisbee. So the girl was like, no. The girl was like, no, you use your own card in the machine over there. And then she, only kiss teeth and stare down and I'm watching it. And then they started sounding off with it. Me not stop with you, me not argue with you. Hey, girl. All right. He was getting hot. Yeah,
man, we got to treat each other with more respect, but that's crazy. Jamaicans, we known for that. We just so fierce all the time.
True.
And we got to change that, man. We got to change that.
Yeah, we have to change how we treat each other, especially in business.
Yeah,
especially in business. I used to watch like when them come to my mother restaurant, they used to like always short, always didn't have enough. All when them pull up in a brand new Mercedes Benz and Beamers and red bottom, this and that. How much is that for the brown
stew?
$7.50.
And I just this little piece of chicken you give me. You can't put 2 more spoons of chicken on it and whole heap of rice. It's like, yo, you don't do that when you go to Denny's or you go to Outback. You take what they
give you. You might cuss under your breath and say you're not going back, but you just take what they give you. You know? That's true, man. They will tell it to your face.
Yeah, man, we're too bright.
Yeah, Jano. True talk. But I know that you know where, and don't say it. Here, that's why.
No, I'm not gonna say it, but I'm gonna big up the store because they have the best coconut water in a Palm Bay. So.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. We can't make them up without saying their name. So me cut you off before you go say it. Big up yourself.
No, man, you say enough already, man. But yeah, man, bless it.
All right, bless up.
Okay, peace.
Yeah. What may I say now? We have to treat each other better. The stuff we do to each other, we don't do it to other people. We don't do it, or we do it to our own, but we don't do it to other people. $75 for party, for one party. God no. You know what? I prefer go over there so long and call out one next restaurant name. I prefer go over there so go buy. I prefer go around and Spanish people them go buy some empanadas before me buy your $70. I try kill people around here, mama. $75. And the Spanish people sell the empanadas for $150. And a Jamaican patty you want, and it's 25 cents more. You prefer name an empanada than a patty. Yeah, we don't know. But we special, man. We special. Some of that is a destructive mentality too that we need to get rid of. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's talk about this story right here real quick. They have to pay for promo, no free advertising, Vicky Victory said. I know that Vicky is a place where we all frequent, so I don't want everybody to come bungle up there, and I don't want them to take things the wrong way. Because the cashier was within our rights, but she could have handled it more professionally. Like if I'm a cashier, I'm definitely not arguing with you. You know, I will tell you like, hey, I don't want you holding up the line because I have other people that need to come through the line. But me and you now going to argue to the point where we are talking about, I don't feel like say, every Jamaican the meat, them broke and poor and hungry. Me don't need to work, I sign up. Me don't need to do this. And, you will never catch me doing that. Not because I'm better than anybody, but because I want your money again. So even if you come and hold up my line today, I'll speedily get you out and I want your money again. So I want you to come back again. I don't want you to argue, and then every time you feel like you got to get a list of Jamaican stuff, you're thinking of another store to go to. I still want to be your go-to store. That is the part of business that we need to remember. See? But you know how our people stay already. If I'm spending my money with you, I should be able to abuse you. That's the mentality, right? Where we don't do that to other people. We just freely give them our money. But when we get to ours, if I spend money around here and I say I gotta turn up there and hear what me have to say to you, you're thinking blood clot. Hey ma'am, your $10 wasn't worth all that. Your $10 is not worth all that. Take your $10 and leave, right? That's all we do. That's all we do. Anyhow, hear the story real quick. This is from one of my favorite. No, I should leave this one for last. The husband that's telling his wife that he will kill her and the kids. I think I'll leave that for last. Let's talk about this. So a shooting happened yesterday that I'm very curious about to know if any of you know anything more than I do. Two men were shot, one fatally by the police during a pre-dawn operation in Negril, Westmoreland on Monday, February 27th. Now, a release from the police said that the incident took place shortly after 4 a.m. early morning on the compounds of a supermarket and Cambio in the town. One of the men, identified as Delon Romario Harding, was pronounced dead, while the other, a 28-year-old security guard at the St. Elizabeth address, is being treated for his injuries. There was one cop shoot two men. This ain't it. I think this is the early one. There was a story out of Jamaica where the police shoot and kill two security guards yesterday on their job. And they put up the pictures of the two guys. And I want to know if anybody knows anything about that. Were the police and the security guard them warring? Did they hear of a shootout or a gunman in the area and they came and the security got caught in a crossfire? Like, what happened? Nobody knows. All right. I'll just look more into that one. Let's move on to this one then. The one that seems suspicious. But let's move on to this one then. 8 men identified. That was my video yesterday. Children for sale in Jamaica. This story says an American man was on Wednesday. We talked about this before. An American man was on Wednesday. Best coconut water from neighbor tree. We grow them. I picked them. I saw. An American man was on Wednesday sentenced to more than 15 years in prison for child pornography after negotiating a plan to have sex with a child in Jamaica, which he claimed was merely a fantasy, and I wasn't really going to act on it, he said. It was just a fantasy that I was playing around with. Darren Kalmar, 58 years old, from Fayetteville, North Carolina. This I gonna get deep. Watch this. Darren Kelmore, 58 years old, from Fayetteville, North Carolina, United States. He pled guilty to 2 counts of receipts of child pornography on May 13th of 2022. He was sentenced to 188 months. He pled guilty in May of 2022. He was just sentenced. And he was sentenced to 188 months in prison on the 2 counts, according to a statement from the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of North Carolina. Now, according to the court documents and other information presented in court, in 2019, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children received 2 cyber tip reports from a social networking platform. Remember, I tell people, I say, everything you do online, don't think you can access things and then erase it and it's gone. Whatever you do online is traceable. Always remember that. So this Cybertips network tagged relatives to suspected child exploitation activity. The Cybertips concerned activity in May 2019 between two users, and the two users were discussing arrangements to organize having sexual relations with children overseas. Now, I told y'all before, I said the age of consent in Jamaica is 16, right? However, there are tourists who fly into Jamaica not just to come enjoy a cool red stripe on the beach and a big spliff and bask in the ambience of some reggae music playing in the background. They come for the children. They come for the children. One user on the platform, later identified as Kalmar, mentioned that he had already had sexual relations with a 13-year-old. That was in Dominica, he said. And he asked another person to arrange contacts with that same girl, to arrange contacts with another girl who was 9 or 10 years old at the time. The other person responded with a photo. Now, this one is out of Jamaica. And the person responded with a photograph appeared to depict a prepubescent female. So Kamar responded, perfect, I want her. Right. Whoever he was talking to online already said, I could get you a 13-year-old. And I know this one will work because I did it already with this 13-year-old. When he was like, no, I want younger. This is the fantasy that he told the police it was just a fantasy. Right? So he goes, I want younger. So he sends him a picture, and the picture is of a child which turns out to be between 9 and 10 years old. He goes, yes, perfect. I want that one. This is what the attorney's office stated. I want her. She's perfect. They negotiated prices. They're being tapped and followed. And they didn't even know it, right? And they're conducting this online. I don't know if this was in a dark web space or this was just regular email transactions or phone, WhatsApp stuff, but it's grown men out here that's doing this. And this is how they organize their vacations around these. Okay, so it's taken me a while to get a girl in Jamaica, so I'm not going to Jamaica this weekend or this month coming up. I'm going to the Dominican Republic for a weekend. And in that weekend, I already have it organized where they're going to bring this child to come meet me. And I will do what I paid for. Right. So they negotiated prices and they settled on 90 US dollars for more nude photos of the youngins and 250 US dollars for complete access to the child for 5 days. For 5 days. 250 US. They're going to go take somebody's child and have that child lock up with this tourist for 5 days. 90 gets you nude pictures, keep tempting you. When you find can't take that temptation no more, come on down. It's organized, it's ready. They negotiated the prices. Kamar reportedly provided a Cash App payment username that contained Kalmar and an email address with the username dskalmar32. He paid for it, paid on it. At the end of the conversation, Kalmar stated that, hey, I had already sent the money and I need the photos now. You get the money and run, is what was quoted as the individual said to be the second user. The U.S. Attorney's Office said that the IP address for the second user was traced to a woman in Jamaica. Funny, yesterday I was going to speak of woman empowerment, but I keep on saying it all the time though. Like when you see the friggery and foolishness going on, a lot of the times women are involved. It's the same women that come out later and cuss man and point fingers when we speak of predators only to men as if they're not the same thing. And it's a woman, but I don't know if a woman was using that. But according to law enforcement officials in the US that was tracking them, the person asked him after he said, I sent the money, send me the pictures now. The person says, you get the money and run. Kamar was quoted as asking the individual said to be the second person. The U.S. Attorney's Office said the IP address for the second person was traced to a woman in Jamaica, while Kelmar's IP address was tracked to a residence in Fayetteville in the U.S., North Carolina. Law enforcement officials compared Kelmar's driver's license photograph to a user profile photo on his tagged account and found that they had a match. You leave footprints all over, you're not hard to find either. On October 18th of 2019, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, them people there, they executed a search warrant on Kalmar's home based on the evidence they had gathered, during which his cell phone was confiscated. On that device, the agents found audio files in which Kalmar appeared to be discussing upcoming travels to the Philippines, where he had already organized to have sexual encounters with a 15-year-old female and her friends. The FBI confirmed that Kalmar had purchased tickets to travel to the Philippines already for those days that he said on the phone he was going to be there, and he wanted her and her friends on those days. During interviews with investigators, Kalmar admitted to owning the tagged account and also admitted to chatting with someone in Jamaica. It's coming to Jamaica. It added that he also confirmed that the Cash App account was his, that he sent the payment from, but he claimed that the conversation arranging the encounter with the minor in Jamaica was merely a fantasy. Now, mind you, they already have his phone. They already have voice recorded conversation of him organizing and paying for to go fly out to the Philippines to meet with a 15-year-old and her friends and to have them for those days that he will be there. Same thing he was doing with the lady in Jamaica, the woman that was on the phone in Jamaica. I don't know if she have a banger phone. Banger phone, people, is the phone them where you can't really trust a banger. She's probably talking on. And remember when cell phone was just a brick phone, hard phone, you just flip it open, so like a little clamshell phone. You couldn't pick up no internet on these phones because we didn't have internet back then and these things. Those are the phones that a lot of criminals actually use because it's hard to get to them, but I think they have come up with a way. So you and your banger phone, be warned, right? They still haven't traced this woman in Jamaica yet, I don't think. So the FBI conducted forensics on Kalmar's computer. When they caught him with the Jamaican conversation, confronted him about it and the recordings, he said that one was merely a fantasy. Remember, I know the one he requested in Jamaica was to be between what, 9, 8, and 10, or 9 and 10 years old, right? He added that he also confirmed that the Cash App account was his. The FBI conducted a forensics on his computer and several mobile devices that he had, and they found 21 images depicting child sexual abuse materials on a cell phone. 21. On the computer, the investigators found an additional 401 images, children, and 11 videos. The files included minors that were under the age of 12. Kalmar was subsequently charged with 2 counts of receipt of child pornography relative to his interactions with the Jamaican on social message platform. Now, they still have not said anything about the Jamaican, if they caught the Jamaican yet. This is the FBI. You know me not like call them name, but if they went that far already, then I'm pretty sure that that Jamaican person that was negotiating that deal, be on the lookout, because they're probably on your tail, right? You don't hide from those people for too long, and they never stop searching for you. I will never understand what does a grown adult get from a child. My gosh, that's some wicked people. Yeah, and imagine that child being forced to do that. 8, 9, 10 years old. Wow. So this conversation goes all kinds of ways, but let me relive this one again. I told y'all before there was a documentary out there, and a guy went undercover and did this on purpose because he wanted to help. And he organized to fly into Jamaica and to meet a young lady. Now, the young lady that he was supposed to meet was supposed to be a certain age, 12 or something like that. It turns out on video, some of you who've been around for a while might have seen it. It turns out on video that that was the girl that he was going to meet, her uncle, her blood uncle, as in her mother's brother, was organizing with tourist men. And he told the guy on video, because he never knows him I get videoed. He didn't know he was being videoed. So he was on the video talking brave, and he was like, yeah, man, we can get her anytime, man. Anytime. I'm a sister, she trusts me. I'm a sister daughter. She trusts me. So the man was like, oh, it's your sister. So she trusts you. Okay. Cool. So, I mean, how does the money split between you and your niece? And he was like, me take a percentage and me give she a percentage, It's like a business transaction thing. We agree if we do this business thing, yeah, and make some money. He told the guy that the girl was 16, right? All right. Remember, I know, this man flying and this man is saying probably age of consent. The girl turned out to be about 12. Because when the room door locked, he delivered her. He delivered his sister's child to a stranger, collect the money on tape, and left. They set up a sting. This was in Jamaica. Foreigners go down, they go do it. When he left the room, leave the little girl in the room, the man closed, locked the door, and he said, listen, have a seat, have a seat. And she was like, she nervous and she like, oh God, you're police or whatever. And he was like, no, I'm not a police. I'm a reporter and I'm not going to harm you. I don't want to have sex with you or anything like that. I want to talk to you. Your uncle, that's your uncle, right? She says, yes. Your uncle told me that you're this year's old, but you don't look it. Be honest with me and tell me how old you are. I think the little girl said 12. And I was floored. Mothers out there, there's no uncle that, Miss Ruby, my grandmother, she wouldn't play that. Like the girls in our family, they couldn't go anywhere with guys, not even the men in our family. They weren't allowed to sit on any laps. Even when taxi and bus pack up, you better walk home. You're not sitting on any man lap. You're not going anywhere with any male. Carry her go around a so and so man and drop her off over so and so for me. No. My granny was like overprotective, and now I understand why. You see, them old people here, them know stuff that we didn't know, right? And we're trying to figure out, Lord God, why them so. But now that we're grown, we know. And to come actually watch this on tape, we're breaking up. Your connection is unstable. Please wait while we stabilize it. The computer is saying. A lot of people are saying they've seen it, so it's not something I'm making up. It's happening. And if one get caught on tape, you can imagine how many more happened that we didn't see, right? Now, me and my sister have a good relationship. What, brother? Yeah, where I cook today, sis? Boy, me I boil some soup and one thing. All right, give me some here. Me hungry. I'm now go up a yard till. You know, good relationship with your sister. Me I go down so you know. Yeah, pick up something for me when you come back. Bring back some this and that. All right, me soon come. And your sister trusts you like that. Same mother, same father, sister and brother. That was the dynamics of their relationship. And him sneak him niece out. The man even asked him, so how you get her? Him said, me just tell my sister anything, man. Cause she trusts me, you know. That's exactly what he said. He said, me just tell my sister anything, man, cause she trusts me, you know. And I said, look at this friggin' snake that need his head chop off. Me tell my sister anything cause she trusts me, you know. This poor woman don't know, say, look, a 12-year-old girl is being loaned out to men who are flying into the country, organizing before they even get there. And he's telling them, yeah, pay down upon it this much and have our ready for you when you come. When he had the little girl locked up in the room, he started talking to her about getting her away from all this. The little girl started crying. She was more like, she don't want to get away from nothing. She afraid of him too. But she feel more safe staying where she at. I don't know how the outcome of that was, but we didn't hear of any big sting operation in Jamaica concerning young girls who are being, or young girls and boys who are being sold to tourists. Man fly in, organize and fly in, get them date and fly back out. Yeah. Uh Vicky Victory says, then again, we didn't know that boys needed it too. Yeah, because they were very protective of the girls. The girls. My grandmother didn't do sleepovers or anything like that. SouFLo would have to give me permission to tell you the name. Erica Sr. The name of who, Erica? I grew up with grandparents and wasn't allowed to go anywhere. Only Mandeville with them. Never left Manchester until I was 15. Dorothy T. Boy, Dorothy T, the way how my growing up was. Me hear some people talk stuff about, I don't know if they're making joke or whatever about something did happen to you when you were Jamaica, man. That's why you talk about Jamaica. So, no. I had the perfect childhood. That's why I look at my grandmother and my grandfather like a king, a real king, and a real queen. I had the perfect childhood. I literally want to bottle my childhood up and give it to every Jamaican child so they have that same kind of childhood. Because my childhood was like perfection. I was well protected. I was overprotected. I was allowed to run wild and free. I didn't grow up in no small community where house close together and have no space to play as picnic and all that. I grew up in Clarendon and we have whole heap of land around there, so and everybody in that community is related in some way or look out for each other's children. When we had tear through banana piece and aki walk and cane piece and get cut up by cane and these kind of things like little picnic, climb tree and drop out and pick every fruit under the sun as long as they're in season. Carry water upon head, laugh when time somebody drop with them bucket of water and all these kind of things. I wish these kids all had that experience. Because everybody used to look out for everybody's child, right? And if there was one person around us that was moving funny, the community wasn't afraid to call him out. And he would know or she would know that they could actually lose their life for that. Because that's a back in the idea when you go steal stuff in the community, all you hear one person bawl out is thief, thief. Everybody fly out, my friend, and then beat you, chop you up, all kind of something in there. People used to police and protect their own communities and their children. Now you might go to another community and get hurt, but you weren't going to get hurt in the community that you came from, right? And even if we had predators around us, those predators would probably go be predators in other communities, but they wouldn't do it right there where we were being raised at. So I was raised a certain kind of way. I just feel sorry that those days are gone. Those days really are gone. You have uncles selling their nieces, even though they have a good relationship with their sister, which is the child's mother, to make a couple of US dollars. And look at what there's $90. $90 for naked picture. So you go strip your niece and pose her and take picture and send go get this man. And him a say him want a different one, $90 again. All right, send me one with her this way, that way. That's friggin' disturbing. And then, oh, you're flying in? $250. You can have her for 5 days. 5 days. Crazy. Crazy. So I want y'all to be aware that these things are happening, and it's happening way more than you think. And if you're a parent, lock up. You hear me? Let them call you overprotective. Let them call you all the things I'm used to call my granny and my parents them, but lock up. Oh, yeah, we didn't do sleepovers or none of that stuff neither. We're not going to nobody's yard. Matter of fact, we would get some lick. Where even if we went to somebody's yard and they offered us something to drink and we took it, rotted. You get beaten till you're sick. And eat from anybody, we weren't allowed to do. And so these principles need to still be in place because the world is not nice. And even though it wasn't nice back then, we didn't know because we were so sheltered. So let's go back to those principles because those are what kept us safe. Those are what sustained us. Those are why enough of us didn't get piled up, drag away and pile up, right?
She an empty the same thing.
She a rub on lip balm. She a rub on her lip balm. That is soon finished. Give me like 5, 10 more minutes.
Come on.
All right, go, mommy. You good, babe?
Yes.
Why for be? Fun and joke aside, though, while no, I can't run that joke while talking about this. I can't because it was a grown people sexy joke, but I don't find nothing sexy about this topic. I was gonna run a joke about wife, but I can't even mix the two too close. You know, live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning. We have one more topic after this. Good morning.
Good morning.
But you're up?
Yes, I'm awake.
All right. Talk to when I like you're up.
I think that the fact that none of this is new, but now that we have internet, social media, it's more traceable, which is a good thing, but it's also more accessible to people who want to attack our kids, attack our youth like this. I mean, the fact that anybody can just wake up and just, oh, let me call so and so, get a number from a man who know is killing these people in Jamaica who can get that chat. The fact they can even get to that and that can be so accessible to you is a problem.
Right.
And the fact that we had to have a journalist, as you said, the documentary we watch. He had to go in and do his own little thing. Our police isn't doing anything.
Right. Our police are not setting up. Thank you. You know, that's why I love every time you're calling up. So our police aren't setting up these undercover stings. Our police aren't monitoring, or we don't have. What is our cyber monitoring unit doing?
They have a cyber division. I know the JDF have a, and JCF supposed to have a cyber division somewhere.
And they're not coming up with anything.
I don't know how active it is.
Right.
And they're not doing it. I never hear from them. I mean, imagine me or Jamaican police from where I grew up, sit down on roadside all day. Or if somebody can go 1 mile per hour over a speed limit to stop you and pull you over and bribe you out of one ticket. But take them same people that wear a desk job and them see people that will waste them time and say, let's train you to pick up on these calls. To work with the Facebook and WhatsApp and social media.
Right.
Let's get you the training to catch these guys because our youth is more important than somebody going 65 over 64 miles per hour speed. Stop. Let's actually prioritize our youth over foolishness and corruption. This is why we need a better system because our system can handle dealing with real issues like this because it's preoccupied with foolishness.
Mm-hmm.
With tearing us down, with beating down our society. When we can't protect our most vulnerable, we cannot function properly as a government, as a
As
society,
a
and as a state.
society,
If you
absolutely.
can't protect your future, you have no future.
Mm-hmm.
There is no tomorrow without these kids. And it kind of sick me to know that a man in your house
That
look upon your
close.
picnic.
Yeah.
Never say, he might breed the picnic. He might carry one next month from God know where. Show your picnic naked on social media and I have the picnic spend night with man.
Mm-hmm.
A week with a man. I had kid.
Man, I tell you, the same sentiment, brother. I feel the same way. Good that you said that though, because I've never seen anything where the Jamaican authorities have set up sting operations to this degree on this topic and come up with
Right.
anything successful. But foreigners are able to come in and do it relatively easily, and just to show us that it's happening. It took a foreigner to come in to show us. You want me to show you how easy it is to get a young girl in Jamaica? Okay, watch this. Grab my camera, grab my guys, let's go. And they did it.
Remember when I said when they were raising the age of murder or gun related crimes to like what 45 years or so?
Right.
I said the next thing is to protect our children.
Right.
We need to raise this from life to death penalty. It shouldn't really be any on parole. No parole, no bail. You get locked up in there and you got dead in there. You go state execution or life.
Yes.
We need to treat this like a drug bust. Treat every second, even though every second here. Oh, we catch $1 million worth of cocaine. We catch 1.5 million worth of marijuana. Do this. We need to see this on TV. Our people need to see the men who are preying on these young girls and the families who are suffering or don't even know that this is happening. That hey, this is an issue. The government is dealing with this issue every day on TV or every other week or every other while. See, we catch 5 men who are prey on picnic. We catch 10 men who are with people from America and that who are prey on picnic. We need to see this and we need to actually stop it because it's a real issue.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Yeah, he made a good point. I've never seen any Jamaican authorities doing any busts. I see busts in the US all the time. I see busts happening in Canada. I see busts happening in the UK where they're recovering children all the time. And a lot of the times it's some close family members and friends doing it. But I've never seen this operation go down in Jamaica at the hands of our Jamaican law enforcement and it be successful. You know what I'm saying? Which tells me that probably it's protected because where some of them crooked police here can make a money off of some of these young girls, they're going to be the liaison. They're going to be the person, the in-between go-to person. Somebody is going to say this right now. SouFLo, why you have to involve police and talk about police at traffic picnic? Oh, you know that. Well, um, I didn't involve them when we were doing the drug talk. I just said police out there involving things, and then y'all seen the pictures and the videos back to back to back to back to back to back. How many of them have been caught doing certain things, right? So I have no doubt that they are involved in this as well. You want proof? Wait for it to happen because I bet it will happen. Again, it was easy for a tourist. A tourist said, do you know how easy it is to go to Jamaica and to get an underage girl? It's like real easy. You don't believe me? Here's my camera. Let me show you. And that's what we witnessed right there. So it's happening a whole lot, my friend. And here's another man. And shout out to the justice system in the U.S. At least he got 15 years behind bars, and he's labeled for the rest of his life. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, morning, morning.
Well, on. Talk to him.
Yo, man, I said, good chat there, deal with it.
See it.
Why?
See you,
a long time now I watch you, but never get the chance for you to link,
See it.
So I said, appreciate what you're doing, bro.
All right, manners and respect, fam. I'm just trying to enlighten some people, because some people still like oblivious. They don't know that this is going on, So we need to open some eyes and some ears. And that's all we doing, that work. So big up yourself. I appreciate you.
Yes. And another thing I say,
Mhm.
respect for the service, you know.
Yes, manners and respect, fam.
One,
One. Yeah. Ignoring the problem is so entrenched in the culture. They call it set it good. Hmm. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning. Oh,
Something is wrong.
yeah, your device that you're watching us on, you need to turn it all the way down.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, once you turn that device down, we can hear you.
Okay, all right.
There you go, loud and clear.
Okay, all right. You see, you were talking about the men who, like little girls and stuff.
Right. I'm talking about,
Well, when I was a little girl,
let me,
what you said?
I said I was talking about men that are flying in. And it's not only men that are doing it, women are doing it too, but adults that are flying into Jamaica specifically to have relations with children, organized relations. They organize it from overseas. They pay for the visit. When they fly in, that child is delivered to them. They do their thing, and when their vacation is up, they leave.
Well, you would have get chopped same way. Because
Eh,
any man would have, me and my little friends where we were growing up, right? And him a come for that. He would have get chopped so floor and he go naked and him then leave will start with naked. Because we definitely used to prey on guys like those, not they preying on us. Because we'd already, in our head, already know what it is. So he would have get robbed so floor. Would have him. Even
So,
if they rob and maybe beaten, strip naked and run gone.
so,
The boy could come in my community, come do them things there. You understand me?
what
So
I get
that's
the
what we
clock
call for
teenager
say.
them.
Yeah,
See you. All right, fam. But you know what?
yeah.
Some of them may feel sorry for more of them that they're not like that. You know what I mean? They're not more. If more of them was thinking like that, then it would be a deterrent because people would be like, "Yo, you could go to Jamaica and get a young girl real quick," you know. And then another person who done it before would be like, "Nah, Jamaica ain't safe. It's better you go to so and so, Philippines or wherever." But if you go to Jamaica, more than likely you're gonna end up getting shot, chopped, robbed, something. So don't do the Jamaica one. But it's not like that. It's an easy go in Jamaica still. That's why they're still coming. So I wish more of them were like her, that caller, her and her friends. Imagine that. The man organize and say, I want her and her friends. Her and her friends. Yo, let's visit this story real quick. Let's visit another story real quick, right? Let's close that one off like this. That's just simply to heighten awareness again to you adults out there. And remember, the children around you are your children too. Someone in our family will have whole heap of kids and you don't have none. But those are your kids too. If they're your niece and your little nephew, don't wait till their birthday and you post them on Instagram and talk about happy birthday to my little niece. She's turning into a little woman, whatever. Don't wait till that. She's yours. Your responsibility too all along. It takes a village, right? So if you see something off course, you're supposed to be able to put your brother, your sister back on course, like, what going with so and so? And you know, so this happening and protect them from this and that and the other. Iron sharpeneth iron. Okay, so that's why we do these. That's what this is about. We're in the circle of the know. We know these things are happening, and we're protecting our children from these things. That's how we start. All right, let's move on to this one now. So the story about the youth, them, something inside me just weak, but mighty God, it not nice. A family in Jamaica, they might need help. They might need help. And you know, when I ask for help on behalf of, I don't do it until there's an official GoFundMe established or a point of contact for them established. But they might need help. This family is going through a lot right now. But something about this fishy. 5 young men from one family got killed in one accident a couple of nights ago. Now, the way how it happened, it's 5 young men that were riding on 3 motorbikes, two on one, two on another, and one single rider on one. Right? Walk with me in your mind through this scenario. They are blaming the 3 motorbikes and 5 young men as if it was their fault. They dilly-dallied and tried to go around some potholes in the road and ended up slamming into one motor vehicle. That makes sense to you? To me, what happened was this one motor vehicle was flying down the road and mowed down 3 motorcycles that had 5 young men on them. That is a more realistic scenario. Unless 3 of them did line up so, but if they were dilly and dallying and then trying to go around potholes in the road, and I've seen the road, I'll show you the road in a minute. If they were dillying and dallying and trying to go around potholes in the road, you wouldn't be able to hit 3 bike one time, right? That impact is one time. It wasn't back up and do it again, back up and do it again. It's one impact. They're blaming the 5 young men. Them out there be careless. Them never did a ride right on the road. You know, this is Jamaica. I like to think outside the box. So now I'm thinking, who the hell was the person that was driving that motor vehicle that mowed these young men down? Because again, this is Jamaica. So, and I've seen this happen before where family with a little bit of money, their people go out there and do stuff, drive carelessly, mow down people, and then nothing comes out of it because their family own the grocery store over there so, or the wholesale place down there so, or have some money and them fly out on a regular basis. That's just how Jamaica work, right? But this family is in such mourning. Wrecked motor vehicle parts, slippers, shattered glass lay at the side of Temple Hall Main Road in St. Andrew mid-morning on Monday. Evidence of a nasty crash on Sunday night that claimed the lives of 5 young men, leaving their relatives in deep shock. The fact that the 5 ranged in age from 17 to 24 made the pain even more severe for their family members, whose screams had shattered the normally still night in the rural St. Andrew community. One family member says, I couldn't sleep because the wails and the screams continued until 3 a.m. because family members kept coming to identify their loved ones. This was Bishop Dr. Carla Dunbar, who lives close to the main road where the crash had taken place. And she said that in an interview with the Jamaica Observer. She said, I live right here. My daughter and I heard the collision a little after 9 p.m. and we were the first on the scene, so we called the police. It's an accident prone area. This is not the first time that the accident has happened here. Dr. Dunbar, who is a psychologist, said that she is also offering counseling to the bereaved relatives of the deceased who are from a border community in Lawrence Tavern, a few miles away from the crash scene. Police reports that 20-year-old Tajay Murray, 18-year-old Anthony Fuller, 20-year-old Raheem Campbell, 24-year-old Jamie Marriott, and 17-year-old Romario Moody. They were all traveling on 3 different motorcycles, 2 on one, 2 on another, one person on one. Relatives and friends at the scene on Monday argued that the youngsters had swerved to avoid potholes that were in the road and they ended up crashing into an oncoming Toyota Hiace bus. Me not believe that. The 5 youngsters died on the spot, while the bus driver was taken into the hospital for injuries. Police were unable to determine the veracity of the claim that the potholes played a role in the crash. However, investigators were seen examining skid marks on the road to see. One relative, who gave her name as Heinz Phipps, reportedly mentioned, or repeatedly rather mentioned, that 2 of the dead youngsters, Campbell and Moody, she says, those are my cousins, Marriott and Fuller, Those are my nephews. And Murray, that's my grandson, she told the Observer. She told the Observer also that she was looking forward to them returning from a party that they had attended at Stony Hill. Phipps said she had approved her grandsons going to the small drink up being held at the gate of their house, but he told her that a friend of his was having a party at Stony Hill, which he wanted to support. Me say, make sure you come back at the gate, And him say, yes, grandma. However, later that night, she received a video on her phone informing her of the crash. Mighty God, it's not nice, she said in a doleful tone. It's Saturday night, me and three of them sleeping at the one room, and then wake up Sunday morning and say them I go fix and wash off the bike them. A grand aunt of the young men who gave her name as Valerie Phipps, she shared that other members of their family were also too distraught to go to school or to go to work. Me feel like me lost. When me here last night, in my bed me there. In my bed, and my granddaughter put on her clothes for work and still didn't go to work. The next one, she don't get up out of the bed at all. It's like them in a shock. Not even the other kids no go school. A cousin who gave his name as Jaja said, I don't even know how to feel. Me and them grew up together and we sleep in a one room. So I don't even know how to feel. A family friend who gave his name only as James was equally distraught. Says, this is madness. All five of the man them gone. This is not something easy for take. The amount of people faint last night when them here, you can know exactly what happened, said James, as he pointed to the vehicles that were driving on the opposite side of the road towards incoming traffic to avoid those potholes. Another man added and said that if there wasn't any potholes, there wouldn't be an accident, so they're blaming the potholes. It's not the first time this thing happened. Yesterday I was going to a funeral and the vehicle almost collided at the same place. I said if they don't come and fix these potholes, somebody is going to die. And see it here. Assistant Commissioner of Police Gary McKenzie, who heads the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, he reiterated his appeal to motorists to drive carefully. The police continuously issue safety tips and appeal to the road users to drive within the speed limit, exercise due care for other road users, especially for motorcyclists and their pillions, to be equipped and to utilize protective gear. It is quite unfortunate that 5 young men died in this manner. Now, I'm guessing none of them were wearing helmets. As slippers them did a ride, so it's not like they had on boots and they had no protective gear on. Like I said, though, this wasn't a case of 3 of them ride into one vehicle. That would have to be done simultaneously, and it still wouldn't be that. That vehicle struck them. But maybe they did dolly into the oncoming traffic to avoid the potholes. In closing this video this morning, my message is this. Here's the pothole. And the funny thing is the potholes are in the center of the road. But here's a look at the potholes. This is the road and the potholes in the road right there. It's crazy. No survivors. 5 family members and all 5 are dead. So this side you would probably have them going down, and so they swerve dolly out and come over on this side while traffic is coming from up here coming down this way, and they probably got right into the way of or on the other side because all their stuff is over there. But that's the road. All right. I want to leave my Jamaican people with a message this morning before I close out this video, because I'm about to close the video out. The letter about the woman saying that her husband is threatening to kill her and the kids, I'll do that on a separate video. We're past the hour. I'm going to close this video out. I'm going to close this video out by saying this. We can't do the same thing over and over and expect a different result. We know that the road have pothole. Okay? We know the road have pothole. For most of us who use the road on a regular basis, we know that certain areas don't have lights. We know these things. But what I do see is people flying through these areas anyways. Bikers come through. That's all you hear when them pass, pass some dark road. Sometimes I said to myself, Jesus Christ, I'm going to dead. I'm looking forward to seeing a wreck up the road. And when I don't see any, I'm surprised. That's how they fly by. We have to start exercising caution. We have to start taking life serious. We have to start valuing life more. There are road rules, speed limits, all these things. But the idea of this lawlessness, forget speed limit, burn up road. Okay, it's going to cost you your life. If they were cautiously going through this area, and I don't mean to pour salt in any wound, if they were cautiously going through this area and the vehicle that was coming was cautiously going through this area as well, this wouldn't have happened. So this is all speed. You can imagine how hard you have to hit 3 motorcycles to kill 5 people on it. So obviously a great speed was involved. And I've seen the pictures. That's one of the police officers in the road doing their investigations, checking the skid marks and stuff. But I've seen the pictures of what was left at the scene. And the thing they mash up. Why on such a small road are we using such great speed? I say this all the time, I'll say it again. We curse the government. Fix up the road them. Be a pothole, it'll mash up people's vehicle. But when they fix the roads, we use the road them as a racetrack and kill ourselves off upon them anyways. It's like telling them, fix up the road so I can go faster. The incident that happened yesterday, if you watch my video I put up yesterday with the 3 men that died, a taxi driver. People are calling me and I say, SouFLo, it's a story where, that brother then known for speeding enough is a man where him drive taxi, but I saw him known for drive. No, I've never driven with him or seen him drive, so I don't know. I'm just saying what people are telling me. I want to ask Jamaican people, like, why y'all get in a car or a vehicle and encourage the driver to go faster? Because anybody I get in the car with and they start driving reckless, you have to stop and let me out. The goal is to arrive alive. It's okay to be late, but you can't arrive if you're no longer alive. It's okay to be late. I don't know what y'all heading for at that great speed, and it's so important that you would risk losing your life in the process, or is it just the thrill of going extremely fast, knowing you're breaking laws, and knowing that Jamaica has limited police or law enforcement to man these roads? They have no cameras in place, speed cameras or nothing like that. So it's just free for all. Around here, so you just go as fast as you can. We need to stop. Because last year, it was almost 600 Jamaicans that died on the road. Forget the murder rate, that was 1,490 something. We had another 600 that died just by these types of accidents on the road. And the only thing we keep doing is coming over to the comment sections on social media saying, oh God be with them. Jesus Christ, this must be hard for tech. God this, Jesus that, forgive this. Them prayers are something that not gonna work without your actions. We need to change it. Sad part is there are young people out there who are watching this, them see it happen, and the biggest thing they say to themselves in their head is that can't happen to me. So they go out on the road tomorrow. They will watch this right now and then go out right now and press gas 100 on the road, ying, and be the next one on front page. Last call for the morning. Good morning, live on the air with SouFlo.
Good morning, Cynthia.
Good morning, family. How you doing this morning?
I'm fine. And thanks for the work.
Yes, manners and respect.
Listen, this they do.
You have a you hold on. You have a son Bluetooth or speaker or anything? Because I want to hear you and you sound muffled, like we can't really hear you.
Okay, let me move something like that.
Okay.
Okay, what I'm saying is, this children is not always at the bottom, always starts at the top as a ring. If you look in the US,
can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah. Can you hear me better?
No, you sound distant, not clear.
It is just a service because we have a winter storm here.
Okay, go ahead. I think we could pick you up here. Wherever you're doing, just stay right there. Do it from right there.
Okay. What I'm saying, this child ring is from the top. Okay? If you look in the US,
you're saying
police,
the child ring, you're saying is from the top.
Yeah, it's from the top.
Mm.
Okay? Why do you think we're not getting any bust in Jamaica?
So you think there are big people that are involved?
Yes, you will never hear about it.
Mm.
Who's talking about it? You are talking about it. We're talking about it. But who in Jamaica is talking about it? This guy came from the US, okay, and to get a child in Jamaica.
Right, and he did it on camera to show us how easy it was.
Right.
Right.
What about all the trafficking that is going on in the Caribbean, other islands alone? It's not just Jamaica. It's a ring. And it's leading all the way back here too.
Right.
Okay? So we have to be careful as our people in the Caribbean, waking them up. To know this is not a joke and a game.
It's happening.
It's our children.
Yeah.
And it's happening. Are we going to have children in the future? What are we going to have?
Monsters. Listen, a lot of these children are going through stuff that a lot of us don't even know about because we're so oblivious. That's why I'm trying to, heighten some awareness. When you see these little children grow up, turn into some monsters and we have a lot of those at 16, 17, 18, doing some vicious things in their uncaring attitude for life, and like they're numb and dull and hardened already. It's because what has happened to them, behind the scenes, where it seemed like nobody cared and they had nobody to talk to. There was no awareness by those around them. They suffered through whatever they suffered through, to include stuff like this. My uncle was pimping me out to men who flew in from overseas. And I didn't know what the hell was going on because I was too young when it started. I thought it was normal.
Even the mothers are pimping their own children.
Even the mothers are involved.
I've seen 2-year-old kids rocking with teddy bears. Rocking with a teddy bear under a sheet. How do they know these things? Okay? And we as mothers need to step up and know that we carry these children for 9 months. And don't forget the pain that we feel. If we are going through something, we need to step up and take care of what we need to take care of. We can't be selling our children. If we don't realize that Black people won't have a future, because this is what the game is all about. We won't have any girls soon. How we are going to have other children? So we better be careful. You have a program, you have a platform. I'm not telling you how to run your show, I'm telling you what to do.
But once a week,
Yeah.
we need to start looking to our own system to help our own.
Right. And that's what
We
this is
need to do
about. This is
something.
the start of a conversation in that direction. So yeah, let's keep it going.
Thank you.
All right.
And you enjoy your day.
I
Blessing to
appreciate
your
you.
family.
Same to you.
So long. Bye.
Erica Senior, my deepest condolences. Jeez, I don't even know what to say about that. I'm gonna leave this one here this morning, where we're at right now, right? Um, this family, regardless of who was wrong and who was right and how the crash, the logistics of how the crash actually happened, I want you to put yourself in their place. Like if you lost five close family members one at once in your family, how would you feel? And then to have a decent funeral for five people all at once, would you or your family be able to financially foot that bill and not be affected? So when you hear me come out later on and say, hey, here's the GoFundMe link, please go over there and donate $1, $2, $5, $10, whatever you can, right? Just look out for that link. When I get it, if it's established, I will post it at the top, pin it in this, so we can all, that's the least that we can do, is have some empathy in this situation. We can talk all day about who needs to slow down on road and all these other things, but we need to also show some empathy. I can't even imagine. I lose one family member and I feel like my whole inside was ripped out, right? Just my grandfather. And he died pretty much of natural causes at an age where you would say, okay, 95, 96, I hope I make it that far. But these are 17-year-old, 22, 24, 18, like them kind of age group there, that's got to be rough as hell on that family. So keep them in your prayers. And I tell people all the time, give thanks because life can be 10 times worse. You think y'all go through something, somebody else will go through something worse. So you lose one person today, they just lost five in one go. These kind of things. All right. Big up on yourself. Much respect to you. And I'll catch you right here tomorrow morning. God spare my life. Please keep the conversation going in the comment section. And I'll see you then. I'm out. Peace.